Okay, so here we are in the kitchen and it's time to do meal prep. So I have 1, 2, 3 meals planned to prep, and they're gonna make 3 to 4 servings apiece. Probably most of them will make 3, and I believe one, or no, most of them will make 4, and one of them will make 3. Too many numbers. One of them is keto meatloaf. That's gonna be hamburger and an egg and some smashed pork rinds. Then that's gonna go with some vegetables that are over here. We're gonna have the cauliflower. Okay, here we are back in the kitchen. It's meal prep time. I'm gonna be making 3 meals. 2 of them are gonna make 4 portions, and one of them is gonna make 3. One of the meals is keto meatloaf, which I talked about in a prior video that I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna do it right now. It is just a pound of hamburger, 1 egg, and a cup of smashed pork rinds, unflavored. And I'm gonna put a little bit of sriracha and probably Worcestershire sauce in it. And then I'm gonna pair that with some cheese and cauliflower mix and some asparagus. So I have some more vegetables with that. That'll be a whole meal, should make 4 portions. Next meal is gonna just be chicken and vegetables. It's chicken, broccoli, and cauliflower, and I'm gonna cook it in butter to add a little bit of fat to it. It's still not gonna be a huge amount of fat. It's gonna be a leaner meal, which is okay, because I like to eat things like macadamia nuts and walnuts and pecans throughout the day, and that gives me lots of fats. It's good. And the last meal that I'm gonna make is cruciferous vegetables, again, broccoli and cauliflower with a Alfredo sauce and another pound of hamburger, and that's gonna make 4 portions. So the chicken and vegetable meal is gonna come out to be a total of 16 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbohydrates, and 19 protein. The vegetable beef Alfredo creation thing is going to come out to be, and this is per portion, figured on the 3 for the vegetables and 4 for the beef and vegetable Alfredo and 4 for the meatloaf meal. The vegetable beef Alfredo is going to be 38 grams of fat, 9 grams of carbs, and 21 protein. And the meatloaf meal is going to be 31 grams of fat. And I got a cheat sheet over here. 4 grams of carbs and 30 grams of protein. That's for the entire meal. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you guys what I got all laid out here, and then get started cooking and meal prepping. Okay, so here we are done on the counter. This is gonna be my meatloaf and asparagus, cauliflower and cheese sauce meal. There's 1 egg, a pound of beef, 2 packages of asparagus, the smashed pork rinds. It's 1 cup of smashed pork rinds, just original ones. They are actually these Max Original, which the ingredients are super clean. It's just fried pork and salt. It's about as clean as you can get for pork rinds, and the flavor doesn't really matter because it's going in meatloaf that I'm gonna flavor with a little bit of sriracha and Worcestershire sauce. And then the next meal is gonna be chicken and vegetables, cauliflower and broccoli. And the last meal is another pound of hamburger, some Prego sauce, which probably isn't the best, but it's gonna work. It fits in the macros. Vegetables. And that's, each one of these is going to also have a tablespoon of either coconut oil or ghee in it, so it doesn't stick to my pans. Okay, I've already set the oven to preheat, so I have to get started making the meatloaf. So I'm going to reset up my camera and mix this up and try and get it in the oven, and then cook up the vegetables. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. First, my egg. When I started on my keto journey, I had no idea that it was going to turn into a cooking show, but here we are. On a hamburger. Mushy, mushy. There's that, and pork rinds pre-smashed. Sink and have, here they are. With a tablespoon, I'm going to use the tablespoon for sriracha and get my flavor in the meatloaf. And a teaspoon, which I'm going to use for the Worcestershire sauce. All right. There's all my ingredients to actually make the meatloaf in the pan, bowl, whatever it is. Let me get some gloves here because I don't want my hands all gross. And the oven already beeped at me and it's saying, I'm ready for meatloaf, feed me. Well, I'm ready for meatloaf too, but I don't get to eat again until tomorrow around noonish. That's one thing I haven't mentioned throughout all my videos is that I'm also doing intermittent fasting with my keto. So I eat from noon until 8 o'clock throughout the day. So no food in the morning, just coffee or water until about noon. And then I will eat and go to work. And then I will snack until 7:30, which is lunchtime. And then after lunchtime, no more food. Just water and tea until bedtime. I've been pretty good about it. It can get difficult at times if you don't have enough calories in your diet. It can be very difficult. So we got some smushed up meat in a bowl here. We're gonna form it and throw it in this bread pan, or loaf pan in this case. I guess it's a loaf pan today. I do want to put a little coconut oil in there so it doesn't stick. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of coconut oil in the pan so the meatloaf does not stick. Go. Smoosh that around in there. That'll actually give it some good flavor too. Meatloaf's done. Ready for the oven, of which it's gonna go directly in. So there is my meatloaf. Oven. 45 minutes. Time's ticking. Okay, we're done with this. So next I'm probably gonna have to move my camera again so we can go over to the stove and cook the other two that are gonna be stovetop meals. So let me readjust the camera again and we'll do the next meal. Okay, here we are at the stove. We're doing the chicken and vegetable meal. I already have butter and a tablespoon of coconut oil in the pan. We're gonna fire it up and get started. Once that melts, chicken goes in, a little bit of seasoning. We're gonna use salt and pepper and this stuff. It's like a spicy, lemony, lime kind of seasoning. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a whirl. We'll leave that there, and we'll get the chicken. I'm just using pre-grilled chicken strips. It makes my life easier. They break up in the pan, they make nice little pieces to go in meal boxes. Here's the microwave going. It's steaming vegetables and defrosting hamburger for the other meal. This chicken meal is going to be my leaner type meal, and it's actually only going to make 3 servings instead of 4 like all of the other ones, but that's okay because I'll have 8 other meals. And this coming week, guess what? I won't have to eat 4 days in a row of the same meal, which it kind of gets old, and you can get burnt out on your keto diet really fast if you don't have a lot of variety of stuff that you actually like to eat. So that's why we're doing 3 different things, and I would probably do more like tomorrow. I don't know if I'll record all of it or not. Depends on how much attention this video gets. We'll see. I've already used half of this bag of chicken, that's why it's only going to make 3 meals. And the salt doesn't want to open. And that's about it. Pepper, always from a grinder, because that's what I like. And a little bit of this. I don't even know how to pronounce that. So, and it was probably backwards for you on YouTube's, because cameras. You can find that seasoning at Aldi's, I believe. I think that's where I got it. I don't know if some of you may have watched the dollar store grocery haul. I'm doing Aldi's one maybe next week. I think I'm pretty set for this week, but next time I need to go grocery shopping, I'll do Aldi's and go do a little grocery haul there. Probably won't get out of there for $14, but I'll be able to buy meat there. Dollar Tree. No meat at the Dollar Tree. Not for me. Alright. Let that cook up now. We get our vegetables. I've already microwaved them, but I need to drain them. And I pretty much always use frozen vegetables because frozen vegetables, they're picked fresh and then they are flash frozen. All the nutrients stay inside of them, which is fantastic because that's what we're after from the vegetables, is the nutrients that we need. I'm not too worried about getting the chicken all the way cooked, as it is pre-cooked and the vegetables are steamed already from the microwave. So I'm gonna just get it all nice and mixed together and then it's going to get cooled down and go into meal boxes. Smelling good, definitely smelling good. I am going to try and break the vegetables up into smaller pieces though, bite-sized chunks. Should have music going, but it's really late. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Not for you. I have no idea what time it is for you when you're watching this, but at the point of me cooking these meals, it's like 1:30 in the morning. Let me see. I may ad-lib to this a little bit. I have a can of diced green chilies up there. That might go good. No, I'm going to save those. I'm going to do something else with those. Maybe not today. I could have put them in the meatloaf. Dang. Next time. They go in the meatloaf next time. I kind of wish I had a can of mushrooms to put in here. Mushrooms, chicken, and vegetables. Sounds fantastic to me. Alright, this all looks broke up and cooked up. Smells good. I need a way to convey that it smells good over the internet. Did that work? That one's done. Here to box it up. I need boxes. Meal boxes. Okay, I got my meal boxes. I totally dropped my phone behind the stove, but I have a measuring cup, and that's how I'm going to divvy up the chicken and vegetable meal. I'm going to start and put 1 cup in each one, maybe a little bit more. Try and get equal amounts of everything. That one needs another piece of chicken. More chicken. So we'll get 1 whole cup of everything in each meal box because this one's only 3, and then we will split whatever's left between the boxes. This one's going to need a touch more than that. There we go. There's that one. 1 scoop. 2 scoop. And the remainder in the 3rd box. Okay, and the only thing left in the pan is a little bit of butter and coconut oil, and I'm going to pour that on there. Because that's healthy fats, and we definitely want those healthy fats. Delicious. Okay, I'm going to set these over there to cool off, and then I'll lid them and put them in the refrigerator. And the microwave going off is my other beef defrosting, which is great because that's the next meal to cook. I need to rinse this pan out, wash it, dry it, come back with the beef Alfredo meal. So I'll be right back again. Okay, and we're back over the stove. I washed the pan, I have the beef defrosted, I have my salt and pepper ready, I have my other vegetables in the microwave steaming. I have a tablespoon of coconut oil in here melting, and we're ready for beef. We're just going to brown the beef up. Get rid of that. And I always like to season as it starts to brown up. So broken up a little bit, and then salt and pepper. Pick that up later. Got to get washed. If those of you that don't know, I have a husky, so anything that hits the floor gets washed because it's got dog hair on it. I'm going to put a little bit of crushed red peppers in this also. Doesn't really add anything, just a little spice. Give it a little kick. A little kick. All right. Good. And as this is browning up, I'm going to go ahead and get the meal boxes ready and get the sauce over here and pick up this cap for the salt because it's got to get washed. Pasta sauce. And my cup measure. So when I do my keto meal prep, I try to keep it as simple as possible. Not a whole lot of ingredients, just a little bit of flavor, just enough to keep me interested. That's how I do it. I'm not doing anything fancy like fish and ladigas, and the fish is excellent for keto, but the right fish like salmon. I do have some canned pink salmon up in the cupboard. Maybe I'll do something with that soon. But I just like to keep things simple. Tuna fish is also good. High protein, it's lean. You mix it with some mayo that's made some good quality mayo, like an avocado mayo or something. That's I like this. There's a sriracha mayo that I actually really like. Gives it a little kick. I haven't tried it with tuna fish, but there's also, they make a garlic one, but they're not high quality mayo. Although, like, I'm not using the highest quality beef. I'm using, you know, the tube meat, which, if I had some extra cash, I would probably buy the grass-fed stuff, but currently the price of beef is not really acceptable to me for good beef. So this is what I got. It's what I'm using. It's still ground beef. It's not perfect for keto, but it works. I mean, you could do keto really cheap if you wanted to. You could have a couple of hot dogs and some pepperoni, and vegetables are like $1 for frozen vegetables. So you could still get all your good vegetables, and you could be eating hot dogs and pepperoni, a little bit of hard cheeses. You know, there is simple, cheap ways to do keto. You do have to watch your hot dogs and what they put in them. Sometimes they put random stuff into hot dogs because it's, well, they're hot dogs, and I don't know where those come from. At least I hope we all know what is in hot dogs. I really don't want to explain that. I might get like demonetized from YouTube from explaining what's in a hot dog because of the language that I could possibly use to describe it. But we're not going to go there. We're eating beef, not hot dogs. Alright, that's browning up nice. My vegetables just dinged. I'm actually going to cut these ones up with a knife so they're easier to portion out. And this I will turn down, and I'll cut up my vegetables, and I'll be right back, and we'll put everything together. Okay, we're back over the stove. I have my vegetables all cut up. They're ready to go in, so we're going to toss the vegetables in. I'm just use one of the boxes. The same meal's going to go in these boxes, so no more dirty dishes. I don't like dirty dishes. Now we just got vegetables and meat, and we're gonna throw some sauce in here. We got about 9 minutes still on the meatloaf, and I got the vegetables to go with that meal over there in the microwave. So let's get the sauce in here and get this one wrapped up. There it goes. Yeah. Heat back up a little bit, so as soon as this simmers, basically it's going to be done enough for me, because all of these meals are going to be reheated before they are eaten. The beef is cooked, the vegetables are cooked, sauce just needs a simmer, and that's a wrap. Box them up, put them in the fridge, ready to go for the next day or 4. So altogether we'll have 11 meals out of this, and seeing as I only eat 2 meals a day and then snacks in between, it should be good for, 5-ish days. Maybe I'll fry some eggs one morning and get that extra day out and 6 days out of it. Yeah. I do have a recipe, sort of, that I want to adapt and try and make keto. We're gonna see what happens with that here soon. I have all the ingredients on hand and ready. I'm going to try to make a chocolate pie like my grandmother used to make, but make it acceptable for keto. So I'm gonna have to make my own pie crust with almond flour, because I looked at pre-made nut flour based pie crusts, and that they're putting things in them that are just not going to work. So I'm gonna have to make my own, just butter and almond flour. And then of course cocoa. You can have cocoa on keto in moderation, and the only thing I'm gonna have a problem with is cornstarch, and it's unavoidable because that's the thickening agent. But I believe cornstarch, let me check it out real quick. I'll have to check the recipe to see how much of it actually has to go in there, but it's 7 carbs per 1 tablespoon of the cornstarch, and that's our thickening agent that you have to use. It's unavoidable. But we're talking about a whole pie. I have to check the recipe and see how much it's going to use. But hopefully we can get it, maybe be like 10 carbs a slice. I would eat that. Special treat, Alright, this is done. It's simmering. So I'm going to shut that off. Switch the vegetables for the other vegetables and box this one up. So we'll be back at it with my cup measure system here. Might not be the best, but it works for me. That's kind of the whole theme of the whole keto channel. This is what I'm doing. Might not be perfect for you, but it works for me. And I mean, if you try it and it happens to work for you too, that's great. Or if you try something similar and have to make adjustments and it works for you, that's awesome too. And really, just putting this all on video and sharing it is kind of holding me to my keto diet also. Like, I would encourage someone, even if you don't share it with the public, like, just video document yourself doing it. I find that makes me like, oh well, I have to do this because it's going to be in my video documentation that whatever. It's something in my brain that's making me stick to it more because I'm doing this. That one is not quite a full cup, but we can fix that real quick. Alright. And the meatloaf should almost be done. And that's going to be awesome. I have done the meatloaf before. I've even put like cheese in it, or wrapped it in bacon. do all kinds of stuff. Sugar-free barbecue sauce. It's a good one. I don't know which box to put the little last bit in. We'll go here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, pan to the sink. Don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I just sprayed water all over my kitchen. So we got these four. Almost done. I need a hot pan to take that meatloaf out. I'm gonna look at it. Looks good. Let's get about 2 minutes on that. And I'm just gonna cut the meatloaf into 4 pieces. So I'm gonna cut it long ways in half, and then I'm gonna cut it the other way in half. It's not the perfect way to cut a meatloaf, but I need to divide it into 4 equal sections for my 4 meals. So that's how I'm gonna do it. And again, that's just because it works for me. That beep means 1 minute. Meatloaf's done. That also means I need 4 more meal boxes. Okay, I'm gonna turn the timer off so it doesn't beep at you a whole bunch. Let me pull this pretty meatloaf up. Get you a good look at that. And lots of juices in there too. Smells delicious. And actually going to let the meatloaf rest for a minute before I cut it. So we're gonna put it back there. These are all the vegetables that are going to go into the boxes for these. Vegetables to go with the meatloaf. So we have our asparagus. I'll put 2 in there and 2 in there. Actually, I have 2 packages of the asparagus. So just going to divvy it up kind of even like. One got down there. There's 1 bag down. Still hot. Okay, and then this is our cheesy broccoli. Actually, I'm gonna straighten these up in their little pans. Push all my asparagus off to one side. Let's see, I'm just kind of packing them in there. A lot lot more stuff to go in there. Well, not really a lot, just this cheese stuff is gonna get divvied up between them. It's hot. I'm gonna transfer that into another dish so I can do it easier. So we have cauliflower with cheese sauce. I'm just gonna kind of split it in 4 in there and see what it looks like. So I know how much goes in each one. It looks like a big old scoop for each container. Kind of looks even. Don't have to be perfect. Meatloaf. It's your time, meatloaf. Once that way and once this way, and that should give me 4 equals to put in my 4 meal boxes here. And we're gonna get some of that juice in there too, because juice. Yeah. No, you probably can't see what's going on completely here because my phone is just wedged between the stove and the wall with seasoning. But I will show you these meals all on the counter before I put the lids on them and throw them in the refrigerator. So you can see what we've created in the Mad Science Lab tonight. Some of it did fall apart when I cut it. I probably should have let it rest a little longer. That's okay. All right. Let's go over here and see what we're all laid out on the counter. We have 4 of the meatloaf and asparagus and cheesed cauliflower mix. The meatloaf is smelling amazing. And then over here we got our chicken and vegetable meals in the back. We only made 3 of those. And then up front is just our beef and Alfredo vegetable mix. So all together we got 8, 9, 10, 11 meals. That's gonna set me up pretty good. I'm gonna put lids on them and stack them in the refrigerator. Okay, my meals are all boxed up. They're ready to go in the refrigerator. That's my take on meal prep. 11 meals in one night, and it took about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours with, prep time and cook time and boxing up and video taking and dropping my phone behind the stove twice. Hopefully I can edit those parts out, but we'll see. I'm not the best video editor yet. I have about 5 videos on YouTube at this point. But those are my meals. If you want me to make something, suggest it. I may or may not like the things that you suggest, so I may or may not do it. But if you drop a suggestion and it sounds like something that I'm interested in, I will definitely whip it up in some kind of keto fashion. And then I can lose this little thing I got going here. Remember, I started at 230 and I'm not weighing myself and I haven't counted a single calorie yet. I did put down the macros for these meals because I think they are going to go into the 7 days in which at the 7th day, my keto seventh day of keto journey, I'm gonna actually start tracking macros and sharing that with you guys. I kind of told you what these are gonna be already earlier in the video. Maybe I'll put a timestamp if I can figure out how to do that. Or you can just go back and watch it again and I'll get another view. I'm kind of ridiculous. That's okay though. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. I'll be back tomorrow and I'll be eating one of these, I'm sure. Maybe 2. We'll see you tomorrow.